Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video we're going to take a look at the Cardano chart, also the Bitcoin chart, and finally it seems to be happening that Cardano is taking off. And even though we are not out of the woods yet, we are still on our way through resistance levels and still have a lot of previous highs to deal with as resistance levels. We can see a few things that point us towards the fact that it could really be that we have seen the low already. So we are now back at 218. First of all, what you can see here on CoinMarketCap, we are now 6.77% in the last 24 hours. That is more than the other cryptos. I can't remember when that happened the last time that Cardano outperformed the other ones, even if it's only on the 24-hour. I just can't remember it. It's been so long, at least in the top 10. And can't remember. It has always been, in the last few weeks and months, it's always been either Binance Coin, Ethereum, Bitcoin outperforming Cardano, Solana outperforming Cardano. And yeah, now finally Cardano is moving up, finally. And we're going to take a look at that. But before we have a look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin has come out of that corrective pattern here. I think now, this scenario is pretty much gone now that we've made a new all-time high yesterday. So that yellow box here, I will delete. And we are now on our way into new all-time highs. So it's looking really good. I expect further price increases at least to 70k in the first instance. Expect some resistance there. I think there could be another move up. This could be a bull flag here at the moment forming. And at the moment we are moving up rapidly. I think it's picked up a lot of steam now, Bitcoin, and it's just moving ahead. As long as we stay above that previous high of 67k, so basically the all-time high, that will provide support, obviously, and we've already retested that here in this candle here. And the important thing is, on the daily we've made a new all-time high. It's an amazing week for Bitcoin, for crypto holders generally. Even if you don't hold Bitcoin, it's good for the whole market in general. And on the MACD, on the daily, we've got a buy signal. It's all looking good. Let's take a quick look on the weekly here. The weekly also indicates further price increases. Look at the MACD here, moving up, not losing steam. And look at where the MACD line was back here when we had the pump. Look where the MACD line is here. There is a lot of scope still to the upside. And on the weekly, we're not quite overbought yet. Well, we're just moving through the overbought line. But when Bitcoin is pumping, we can also get levels of 90 on the RSI. So it's not really anything to worry about at the moment that we're getting there into the overbought range. What I want to show you is the market cap. First of all, Bitcoin dominance, what it's doing at the moment. And Bitcoin dominance is going up slightly. We can see that on the daily that it has, I already touched on that yesterday, that it is picking up and that we pretty much are doing what we did in the last November. So this Bitcoin market cap, the market cap of Bitcoin compared to the other cryptocurrencies, market cap Bitcoin dominance, sorry, in percent. So it is starting to pick up here. We're starting to move through moving averages here, even though in my view, you can't really do a lot of TA on Bitcoin dominance. But anyway, I just want to show you. And this is again what happened in last November, even though it was a bit later back then. But in last November, we also had a bottom forming here of the Bitcoin market cap dominance. And then we kicked off and came to new highs back then. So that is what might happen here now as well. Of course, no idea, but it could be we found a bottom here, a low, and now we could really go up. And that is what I showed you in a previous video, my idea that we could come all the way up here, roughly, it doesn't matter, and then come down again, because this is what the Bitcoin dominance is doing. It goes up and then it comes down in the alt season. That is what is still to come, in my view. And if you take a look at the whole crypto market cap, just want to show you that as well, because we have made a new all-time high there as well. It's just crazy. It's just crazy that so many people are only FOMOing in when we have new all-time highs, even though the crypto market, of course, you become a millionaire when you buy in a bear market, but so many people FOMOing in when we have new all-time highs. I mean, I still buy now, not necessarily Bitcoin, but I obviously still invest, but I've been investing for years now, and also throughout the year. But it always seems when we make new all-time highs, a lot of new people come into the space. And yeah, to be honest, it's fine in the long run anyway. But the problem is that a lot of people who are now coming into the market are not educated and will probably lose money at some point in the bear market. So that's important for everyone to keep in mind, really, that the bear market is coming at some point You know, I have no idea if it's coming next month, if it's coming in January, February, or maybe not before June. But there will be a bear market, and a lot of the altcoins and also Bitcoin will go down. That's my view. I don't think there will necessarily be a major super cycle. There could be one, but I think there will be some sort of bear market, even if it's not a radical one like we had in the past. But there will be some sort of bear market, and it's good to be out of your altcoins, or at least most of them. But yeah, we've talked about profit taking already on this channel, and I'll talk a little bit more about it in the next few weeks. But yeah, Cardano, what is Cardano doing? Cardano is finally moving up. Yeah, very importantly, that is here on the daily. I go to the 4-hour chart, can see a little bit more. But yeah, it seemed really like we found the low down here. All the indicators are now pointing us in the direction that we could really finally see a final move up here. And it's looking like that as well on the chart. I mean, we haven't for a while now seen that much of so many green candles. Yeah, for such a long time we haven't really seen that. Even though we moved up here quickly, and there have been green candles and strong moves to the upside, but throughout all of here we've been moving up. Yeah, and then really now go very, very steep, and we have moved above the 50-day moving average. That is something that hasn't happened for many weeks. Oops, let me just go back. That is something that hasn't happened for many weeks, and you know, it has really not happened since the 19th of September, and even then we haven't moved back above it. You know, we have come from all the way up there and dropped below it. So this is the first time now that we've moved above the 50-day moving average, and that happened some point yesterday. When did that happen? There you go. Let me just check if that was before the daily candle closed. And no, that wasn't before the daily candle closed. So I'd love to see a daily candle closing above that. I think that is very important. But we've already had the 4-hour daily, the 4-hour candle closing above that. And yeah, seem to be going up from here. Maybe there will be a retest of that 50-day moving average. Hopefully that will be successful. And from then we will continue to move up. Now, we have now a lot of, as I indicated before, a lot of resistance levels before us. But also what is very important, another indicator that's pointing us into the direction of, you know, we've seen the low there, is that we finally move above the 50 line on the RSI. Now that is powerful. And even though that could be a fake out, I mean, we haven't seen such a breakout for a long time. The last time we had a breakout like that, you know, we went parabolic, or not necessarily parabolic. Don't know if you call that parabolic here. It's, well, looks like it, but it is parabolic in my view is what Shiba Inu has done. But you know, we have really moved up here above the 50 line, and that is important. I mentioned that before on the daily, because you know, throughout that whole pump here, we've been above the 50 line on the RSI, and before that, in that whole correction after the last pump back in May, we have also been below the 50 line. There was a little bit of a peak here, but we've gone now above all these peaks here, all these attempted breakouts, and yeah, we're much higher on the RSI than we've been for a long time now. So that is really powerful. That could really indicate that we get the steam and the trend is starting. Now on the MACD also we had a buy signal, bullish cross on the daily, and the weekly is looking bullish anyway. I showed you that before. You can see those two patterns mirroring each other pretty much exactly, also in length. Had those breakout points here. I talked yesterday about potential breakout points, and it seems like they have been breakout points that we've moved through the 20, through the 50-day moving average. Now, if we get above the next few highs, that could give us more moves, more power to move to the upside, like it did here. Moved above the 50, had a bit of a move sideways going on, or slightly move up, and then at some point when we moved above the previous high, that was the key breakout point, and we really moved up very, very drastically. Bear in mind, there will always be retracements. Last time as well, we had then a retracement back to the 0.382 Fib level, and that is just what happens usually. So yeah, really interesting. Next resistance is here at 220 in my view. It's not exact, but prices are very dynamic, and we have to move through this triangle now. But 220 for me is the next resistance level. And you can argue, you know, that's always difficult to say. It's normally a range, because you have where we're currently finding resistance. You can see that where the body of the candle is. Also here, back here, you know, we have a range between the close of the candle and the wick. So it's always a range usually anyway, but yeah, around 220. Then we've got that previous high here, the E wave, 225, and the next key one is for me actually 232. That is where we had a lot of resistance before. That was that C wave here, 232, and then we talk about 245 at some point up there, that A wave. And yeah, let's get there first before we talk about more levels. But it seems finally that that scenario that I've shown you here all the time is playing out. That scenario has played out pretty much perfectly so far. And hopefully we found the low here, yeah, in that target range. And we're now turning around. And I've been talking about a potential wave 3 up there now. So we've come down in an ABC correction, had that triangle ABCDE here, which I've shown you on the other chart, ABCDE. AE means you come out of the other side. Now that has worked out. And then we found our target area here and we touched that. Yeah, and I've been saying since September that when we hit that, then we have to turn around at some point. Even though we haven't come into that target range, I thought we come potentially back into the target range. Now that might not have happened. At least we touched it. And then now that turnaround, and yeah, I've been talking about the Elliott Wave pattern to the downside, which was invalidated in that move here. And I've talked about that. That gave me a lot of confidence that we've seen the low, and now we're turning around, potentially really a real breakout, now above the 50-day moving average, and we continue to move up here. I've got that wave 3 up here. At least above 450 in my view is the price target. That's above the 1.618 extension level, and yeah, the price of Cardano has been adhering to the Fibonacci levels very, very clearly. We've come down to the 0.618 at 181. Now we've also climbed above the 205 level at the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement, $2.05, and the next one is 230. That's the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level. That's a major resistance. That's close to the horizontal 232 level that I just talked about. So 230, 232 is very critical. And then we, yeah, from there on, we are going to continue to move up. So let's just stick close to it. And the final thing I wanted to look at is the ADA BTC, which is also moving up again. So we've been making, even though we found support here again, double bottom potentially. And now we are moving up slightly again. So Bitcoin, Cardano following Bitcoin, and even outperforming it a little bit. Now, slight retracement, 217 again, but you know, as long as we are above the 50-day moving average, let's hope we stay there. It starts to look really good now. It starts to look really good. Would need to go above that next 220, because at least then we're back above these key levels here within the triangle. So far, I mean, we've moved above these low here, which is fine. We'd love to get above the first high here in the triangle. All right, so hopefully you liked that video. Let's hope we have all a good day, a good Cardano day. And yeah, I'm sure that if we go up further, the haters and skeptics will get more and more silent. Yeah, hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.